Hello and welcome back to another episode of Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. I'm your host, Doomcutie, and it's a full house today, ladies and gentlemen and in betweens. So happy to have all three of us here. Oh, the new intro is a bit of a jump scare, is it?
Good. Get scared. We're now a scary podcast. It's spooky month.
It is. It is spooky season.
Yes. I get one month a year where being spooky is okay. Let me have it.
Hey, around the clock, the spooks are here. Like, hello, I've got a skull. Like, the spooks be spooking.
I have boxes and because I moved, and that's terrifying. No one likes moving. So it's the same.
That's responsibility. Really. It's a haunted house right now.
Yeah. I don't want to be an adult. That's lame.
That's why we play video games. Welcome back, everyone, in the chat and everyone listening across the internet. We have today welcoming back to Ellie, who's in fighting form. She has colour in her face now, which is absolutely fantastic to see. Welcome back to another season of Confessions of a Gamer Girl.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was on death's door last week, so much so I was able to tune in to you lovely ladies for 5 minutes and then I promptly passed out. It was not fun. Mastitis is not fun, which is an infection for anyone that doesn't know. My breastfeeding gals will know it's horrific. It's very painful. It's almost up there with childbirth. So it was not a fun few days, but I'm back. I'm healthy, and it's almost like, the universe gave it to me the week before or 2 weeks before PAX instead of the week of PAX.
You know what? Honestly, we'll take it.
Yeah. Definitely a win. Now, I, as a person who has birthed children and produced milk in my mammary glands, I know how painful that is. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you got over it before PAX, because that would have been absolutely tragic for everyone, your community and our community all together. So yeah, fantastic. We also have Shaye back with us again. Hello. She's looking very festive in her PAX shirt already.
So I think the festive is Christmassy, and I was like, what? Wait,
I thought
get away.
I thought we would wear our PAX shirts next week.
I can wear it next week. I don't care.
Y'all's got PAX shirts. Y'all's got PAX shirts.
Yeah, it's from like not last year but the year before. So it's it's an old baby, but I love it.
So I did. I'll have to do my DIY shirt again, Doom. I think. I've got one.
Have you guys seen the new PAX merch that's coming out? Because they're going to be celebrating, I think, like 20 years of PAX or something like that. And they've got this really cute pastel one for everybody who's not like big on the black and yellow, right? It's this really cute pastel one with a balloon.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me get it, aren't you? Hold on.
Yes. And there's tracky dackies for anybody. Be nice and cozy. Gotta have that soft stuff on your butt.
I thought they were they shorts?
No, they were tracksuit. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm obviously clearly mistaken. I did see they have a lovely emerald green tartan number, and they have other emerald green things, but that emerald green thing is scary. So because it has a spider on it.
No, never mind.
So yeah,
I like scary things, but I'm not about spiders. Okay, that's a phobia that's different. Have we packed for PAX? Dolphin asks in chat. That's funny. I haven't even unpacked from moving. I'm pretty sure my suitcase is still full. There's the cute little pastel one. It's got PAX in 20. It's looking so cute.
It is cute. No, that's cute. I'm not normally a big merch gal, but like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I do like the green one.
Yeah, I like it too. I hate the fact that I like it because it's a spider, and I look at that.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Touch it. And
there's other ones. This dark grey one down the bottom is a bit more low key.
Subtle.
There's another one. Where is it? Oh, also, shout out to the Black Dog Institute for this gorgeous pin.
That looks badass. I saw that and I loved it.
It's in limited numbers, but it goes like it's right down my alley of fantasy. It looks a bit sciencey and also supporting mental health. So love to see that. This one.
Like a health bar for your mental health. I wish I could have that on display permanently. It would always be in the red, but at least people would then know not to. And that we wouldn't have to stay in the red so much because I wouldn't be answering stupid ass questions.
Very true.
Very, very true. So these are the other ones. I think the hoodies are usually like the most popular.
They're nicely designed, to be honest.
This is a windbreaker. I wonder, can I get up a little bit? I want to see. Close.
Sorry, guys, we're being blind.
Get on in there.
Our eyeballs are just not functioning as intended.
That mashup tee is cool. The distressed look. That's really nice.
I'm digging that bottom left-hand one with like the big writing on the back. Like big writing on the back is a vibe. But anyway, guys, like you can check all this out on Twitter. Like, so keen. I don't know if they're gonna let us grab it beforehand or if we have to just go there on the day.
I would like to do that.
But I have a controversial question, and it's controversial. But is it? Oh my gosh, is it controversial? Like, is it a wee bit dorky rocking PAX merch? It's like the convention. Is it a wee bit dorky? That's why I said it is. Is it? Shaye,
I've never been so bloody called out. No, and you can fucking fight me. Anybody talks shit about my PAX shirt, I'll just push them over. And Ellie, you'll only avoid that because I like you.
And I'm taller.
Oh no, it doesn't help you. I'm so sorry. You'll just fall further, okay? Like, you know.
Center of gravity betrays me right now.
Exactly, right? You know, being tall isn't all it's cracked up to be. You can get the cookies, but I can get your shins. So, like, to be fair,
we just spoke in the green room about being physically violent, Shaye. No.
We didn't say no all the time. We just said no most of the time. Okay?
All right.
We didn't fully rule it out. Gosh.
All right, go on. Explain to us.
Well, I live in Brisbane, so obviously I'm not down in the state where PAX takes place. So wearing this is like wearing a band shirt. So it's like, oh, you actually went to another state to do a thing. That's really cool. And especially in my particular profession, like I just chuck a blazer on with a t-shirt normally as it is.
Street cred.
Normal. My students will see it and go, oh my God, you went to PAX. That's so cool. And it actually makes some of them more comfortable to come up and talk to me about it, especially because like if you took away all your knowledge about me and you just looked at me appearance-wise, I am a very standard-looking, blue eyes, blonde hair, white lady that could potentially be really fucking heinous. Like, you look at me like, is she going to be mean? You don't know. I'm not, but I'm not going to, tell people that because they'll not talk to me. But if I'm rocking a PAX shirt, you're like,
it's a beacon of nerdism. Yeah, it's like the bat signal for dorks. I love it.
Exactly. And then that way dorks will come talk to me. Other people won't, but that's good. I don't want them talking to me. But,
the normies. We don't need the normies.
Rocking up with like, fucking purple hair, excellent piercings, fantastic tattoo art of like nerdy games and stuff. And it's like, I want those people. They come talk to me. Yeah. So it is a little bit dorky, but in a good way. And I like the kind of people that it gets chatting.
Okay. No, I'm here for it. It's my theory comes from the fact that like it's not normal gaming merch, but more so like, when you go to a brewery and then you see like the brewery has like merch and you're like, who literally is wearing like a random brewery's merch? Or like I think Yo My Goodness, which is like the Froyo place, they also have merch. Like, who is rocking Yo My Goodness merch? Like a t-shirt for like $55. Who is doing that? And so PAX, because it's the entity, it's not just like one thing. But I really like your sentiment, maybe because you're 2 states away from where PAX is held, it's a bit different. Whereas as a Melburnian, I live here. Are they just saying,
like, cool, you went to an event and you're like,
they're like, cool. You went to the Melbourne Exhibition Centre that we stare at every single day. Look, good for you. So, I mean, I'm going to the cat festival there also in a couple of weeks. So maybe I should just get a merch. Oh yeah, the Cat Lovers Festival. I bought tickets. They have like the purebreds and they do like the shows and stuff. And you know how they on TikTok they have the cats that they plonk on the table and they talk about them. I'm going to go see that IRL.
they had that hero called something different, but it was so cute. And this lady was like, cats don't like their tummies being pat. And then I come over and my cats do at home a flop, drop and roll demanding tummy pats. And I'm like, no, I'm so sorry, but the professional lady told me you don't like those. And she made me feel bad about it. So I'm not allowed to do it. And I just can't do it.
Yeah, she was seducing you there. I can confirm as an owner of many cats over my life, they do claw you, but I'll get a merch shirt of that and PAX, and then I'll see which one's dorkier, because certainly questionable.
Ellie,
you could combine them.
Yes,
Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is the reason why you don't have the previous year's ones, other than the one that you got sent or whatever.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't. I have no PAX merch at all. No one sent me nothing.
Well, they stopped sending creators the shirts now, so you actually don't get anything.
The 1 year I get invited as a creator, and now I'm
last year
stubbed of it.
Yeah.
Disgusting. That's it. I'm gonna do my own again, just to spite them.
Okay, on the geeky shirt thing. Okay, so I understand where both of you are coming from, right? But also in WA, no one cares. Like, no one really.
I think everyone's
cares.
just chuffed wearing a shirt.
Yeah, So if you want to, dress with a, a little cute merch shirt, like, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But I understand what you mean by like a shirt from the place that you live. But in saying that, it doesn't stop. I've seen, like, when I lived in New South Wales, like summer nats and, the Bathurst, car shirts aren't nerdy. Aren't dorky. You can wear those. Like FIFA, like football jerseys, like they're not.
I really am of the opinion that people who are super into cars or super into football, they're just different types of nerd. Okay,
that's just exactly. That's like horse girl, cat girls, like same.
You're just a different kind of nerd. Yeah, cool. I like video games. But, I mean, you ain't driving the broom broom on the big circle, so you're just a fan and a nerd. I'm sorry, like that's how it is.
At least we're playing the games that we're fans on.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they're not even driving the cars. They're not out there playing the football.
They just say like, wee, beer, flag, wee.
I suppose that's similar to the esports shirts.
Yeah.
And you're supporting the event. Like, I always get a couple of things just because, either I'm going to get a pin to support some of the charities that I'm a fan of, or I know that the profits are going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Or that's going to help pay the wages of the lovely people that have put this together for us. So yeah, I don't see it as like contributing to like a big like conglomerate or anything.
It's also a good memory.
There's esport merch. Like, you can get like a football jersey, you can get an esport jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I need to find like an esport player that I like, because I love jerseys. I watch the NBA.
Like, you can just get team.
Yeah, you get the team.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, because I have a jersey because I follow the NBA, and I have a favorite player on my NBA team, so I have his jersey.
Oh, you'd have his number. Gotcha.
Yeah, his number, his last name. Like, it's like not his phone number, unfortunately. And it's fun. It's fun rocking it, especially as a woman. I wear it to work, which is a corporate environment, and because I just don't pay attention to dress code. And it strikes up so many conversations, and it's not from an angle of like, name 3 songs of that band. Like, it's not that angle. It's like, exactly.
It's like last season.
Yeah, they're like, oh, blah, 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 like this person's doing this. And because I throw myself into my hobbies, I'm like, yeah, I know stuff. And then we genuinely chat about it. Whereas esports, I know nothing about. So they'd be like, oh, this player got into the Worlds. And I'd be like, yeah.
No, but see, that's good, right? Because then you can learn. You don't have to look it up yourself because they're going to tell you. And if it happens to be someone's special neurodivergent interest, oh boy, they're going to tell you. And they will, right? Because they'll be like, oh my God, information.
Yeah, you're going to be a cute girl with a cute little esports shirt on. You're going to be around that booth because, you want to see what they got. They have pins and everything, right? They have backpacks, all kinds of things, right? And then they'll be like, oh yeah, you like go for the team, like what did you think of their play? And you'll be like, oh, I didn't actually catch that one, how did it go? And then they'll be like, well.
Yeah. But what you do, right, is you go, oh, I was so bummed I missed that one, but like, what did you think? How did it go?
Yeah.
Because if you're just like, oh yeah, I didn't see it, then you run the risk of them getting gatekeepy. But if you're like, I had to miss that one and I was bummed, how did it go? Then they're like,
I'm not afraid of gatekeepers. Like, I'm more than happy to call out gatekeepers. Like, honestly, I've met a few of them in my lifetime across like multiple industries. And I just love breaking down the little walls because I don't understand it as to why. I don't understand gatekeeping and I don't understand why people do it. Unless it's like, I don't know, like no, even then I don't know. I was going to say if it's a nice spot in nature. Even then I don't know. No. Like preservation, who cares? Like why there's gatekeeping, I don't know. I'll break down their walls, don't you worry.
We've spoken about that many times here on Confessions of a Gamer.
It's almost like women are constantly gay-kept against in the gaming community. Who would have thought?
Imagine.
Oh my God, that's so wild.
Never heard of that. I'm so glad that you brought that up, Ellie. But yes, I think you should acquire. I mean, I think the flannel would look great, and you know,
and everybody wears their PAX merch on Sunday because obviously by Sunday everyone is so energied out. Like, we're not putting together outfits. We're getting the fun little PAX shirt, the little like comfy ass jeans and comfy shoes. We're gonna walk around looking half dead, but still happy.
Well, we've got our meetup, so we're gonna have to be comfy. We're gonna have to be serving looks, books, and shooks. And
I will be. I was looking at my wardrobe and I was like, I just want to serve every single day. I just want to look my very best every day.
You got to split them up.
But then I stressed and I shut my cupboard. I was like, I really want to look so good. I want to plan my outfits. Ran away.
Yeah,
I'll just take some jeans, it'll be fine.
I did say that I am Melburnian, but I'm still packing because I'm staying in the CBD for the PAX weekend because I've just got so much on. I'm not going home. And I don't live exactly.
Party at Ellie's.
I don't live that close to the CBD. So I said, screw it. I'm staying in the city. So I still need a pack, unfortunately. And I barely even thought about that. I've still got stuff on the way for my outfits.
I do as well. Yeah, I last minute freaked out and bought this outfit that I saw on someone else, and I was like, it's like, we're looking, because it was on sale, and we're like, we're looking for this item for you, and I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in Narnia basically, and just
I think that's more accessible.
No,
yes,
the postman literally is the Wizard of Oz, and so now I'm waiting for it, and it's probably gonna come the day. On the day I leave, I think.
Yeah.
But my flight's at nighttime, so it's okay.
It'll anyway, just after you've left the house.
This is not this is not our PAX episode, okay? This is not our PAX episode.
We're just too excited.
Clearly.
We're putting it out there that we're excited.
My chat is constantly on about PAX now. It's fantastic. I will not discourage it.
Okay. All right. Well, I will just, we'll just move on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. We haven't even talked about our games that we've been playing the past week. So Ellie, from your deathbed, did you any gaming time at all?
Well, I can even chat about the break, to be honest, because obviously I missed last week, unfortunately, but I was actually gaming a butt ton through our season break, which is super exciting because I think at the end of last season I was so busy with life that I was like, oh, I've got all these games to play. But I did heaps. So I finished Limbo, which could not recommend more. It's a side scroller. It's black and white. It's got mental health themes, overarching themes. Absolutely loved that from get-go. I had never heard of it yet. As soon as I posted it on my Instagram, so many people were harassing me, being
really popular.
You have to play it. It's amazing. And I just had never come across it. So that was really, really cool. I also played A Night in the Woods, which again has a bit of mental health themes. It's kind of cutesy, but also depressive, which we love. It's a theme. And at the moment, I've finally jumped onto Spider-Man 2. So that's what I'm playing at the moment with my Portal, which chef's kiss. Absolutely love the machine. And chef's kiss for the game because, sorry, perfection. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, all three of them fantastic. So can't fault. Having the time of my life.
Amazing. I love that for you, Ellie. Like, you've basically like played as many games as I've played all year. Just in
I kind of just I went a bit ham, and with the portal it makes it a lot easier because I can be quiet for other people in the house. I can kind of like have it on myself, and those moments where it sounds stupid, but those moments where you're like, I don't want to boot up the telly, sit on the couch, like it becomes a whole thing. I'd rather just have my game in my hand and just have my gaming world here instead of like a whole room. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's the same amount of time to boot up your TV that it does the portal. But yeah, that's what I was dealing with.
I game even on my consoles at my desk.
Yeah.
So I totally understand having that close immersion. So yeah, totally get it. Although if it's like, for example, like when Forza Motorsport came out, I really wanted to see how it did on a really big TV. Was not disappointed. But yeah, once I kind of get the, you know, the vibe of how good it looks, then I'll do like more progression, like, you know, at my gremlin desk. So yeah. But good for you, loving the PlayStation Portal. I wanted to get your thoughts because, I mean, you're more of a PlayStation girly than I am. But last week we actually spoke about the anniversary edition of the consoles, and just a little bit of a side deviation. How did you feel about all of that?
It is quite fascinating because I'm not giving away my age here, but I was not gaming on the PlayStation 1. I have one now, which is a prized possession of my collection, but I wasn't personally gaming on the PlayStation 1. I was gaming on the PlayStation 2, and that was the black sort of look. So I don't have the nostalgia for the grey, but I recognize that that's where we kind of, oh my God, this is so... again, dorky, but that's where we came from, right? Like that's the first console. It is the original gen. Like I respect that, not from a nostalgia standpoint, which is quite strong, but more from a, oh my God, my preferred console looked so good back in the day. So it is really cool that they've kind of gone back to that. And I am not a collector girly at all, but I saw that collection and I wanted, it felt like almost like a piece of history. And so I was really hoping to snag myself a controller, but that was in the midst of my my mastitis. So I slipped through the pre-order time. Yeah.
You probably thought you got one.
Yep. And I woke up and I was like, dang it, I slept through the pre-order. There's no way in hell that I'm getting one now. And I posted on Instagram, basically said, like, I slept through it. I'm really unwell. And heaps of people told me about the JB raffle thing.
Yeah.
I just admitted my, sadly, my it's not meant to be moment. I was very, very excited for people that were able to nab it. But yeah, it was a bit of a bummer, but it was very exciting. And then also it brought out people of the woodwork who had the 20th anniversary edition, which dare I say, it kind of was the same vibe, just in dual shock instead of dual sense. But it's still a cool collector's item. Why not?
Yeah, I think a lot of collectors really wanted to get their hands on it, and they're probably still hoping for that raffle. I personally just wanted a controller. I didn't want the big console. Like that console's probably out of a lot of people's price ranges, to be honest, especially if you already own like a PS5 like I do. It's kind of like, it seems, I don't know. I don't go out like some collectors, which I love and I adore their collections, but that mama ain't got that much money, you know what I mean? And I just, good for you. I'm glad that you love it. But yeah, like that's actually an interesting point. Like Ellie is, on the more youthful end of the gamer grill spectrum. So yeah, but potentially it's just like, yeah, whatever. Like maybe that nostalgia doesn't exist for you, and maybe it's just all like community hype. Like maybe it's just like a very small amount of people being very loud about it.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. And the fact that I get so intrigued from what you were just saying with the monetary, like the financial side of things. People who are already massive PlayStation lovers already have a PlayStation 5, right? They either have the one when it first came out or they have the Slim. And now with this anniversary collection, you would argue that people who are collectors are buying the console packs, because why else would you want quite an expensive console pack, which comes with like some really cool accessories? But why would you want that if you've already got it? Like you would already have it, right? And if you're that much of a big fan that you would want the PlayStation 1 30th anniversary collection of it, it would just be a collector's item. Like you're not going to play it. So it becomes just that, right? It becomes people are buying it just for the collector's item. They're not going to use it. And why would you, if you don't have one yet, would you really be hanging out for something like that? Or would you just then go, oh, I may as well go and get the Slim, or, you know, now that everything is out, I can go and get the Origi-Digi, whoever's selling it secondhand. I think purely becomes a collector's item, which is very fascinating.
Yeah, I think people put a lot of value into collector's items, and like they invest in that. They like looking at it. They like having it. And I will be interested to see like how that actually goes like in the future. Like, will they donate to museums, or will they sell it off, or pass it down, or things like that. But I think those people in the community are actually really, really important in regards to like. And we've had people on the podcast already that are part of that community, and they adore that nostalgia, and they really, really they're like caretakers of our gaming past, which I adore them so much, and sometimes a little bit envious of some of the things they have. But that's not everyone's job, and I think probably just more modern times, like when we see things like sell out like in 30 seconds, we're like, whoa man, that's crazy. But like these people actually are really dedicated to their collections. They go to other countries, other states to get these items. So why wouldn't they be the first one to get a pre-order for a collector's edition?
Yeah, and it's a bit different now that we're all online as well, because we're not lining up at JB Hi-Fi or EB Games from like 1 a.m. and we're not bringing that physicality.
Like that would have been. Can you imagine?
That the whole camping out is quite fun, and I think a lot of industries have that. Like a lot of concert tickets and football, sporting games, and
people forget actually that you can go there and get the tickets.
And then it's also to do with people's internet and like the bandwidth that they have. And it was the exact same with Taylor Swift's Eras tour tickets. Like, you can have 16 different computers and tech items that have these websites. So whether or not you can be lucky to actually even get in the waiting room is quite different. And I think the discourse that One Up Emily brought up, who's a massive collector that we all know, we've had her on the show, she basically brought up that she had issues with actual websites, because I think she was on EB Games and she even had it. She had it in her cart. She was even going to pay for it. So she ditched JB Hi-Fi's version of it, because she said, I don't want to be greedy. I want somebody else to get that product. So she ditched that aspect of it.
She was going to pay,
going to pay on the EB, and then it crashed out and was like, sorry, you don't have this anymore. And so Emily, who's a massive collector, much like her partner, missed out all because of, EB's website issues. And that's devastating to a collector. It's the reality of the fact that everything is quite digital now. And I don't know, it's sad. Like I get it. She could have missed out the exact same way by lining up, and, there could have been a billion people 3 hours before and she's rocked up 2 hours before. You're just outside of the line. It can happen wherever. But dare I say, much like Ticketmaster and all that, dare I say that they have a responsibility that their resources are strong enough for the traffic that they are going to face. And it just wasn't.
I think I will say though, I mean, I don't know what the kind of relationship is between these these massive, gaming companies and the places that sell the stuff. So, like, for example, I don't think that any EB Games or JB Hi-Fi website, or Big W for that matter, because it was up on the Big W website, would have the capacity, like Ticketmaster or Ticket Tech, to section people off into rooms and, get them out of the rooms and through the checkout in a way that wouldn't crash their website. So I just don't think that infrastructure exists. So, I mean, Shaye, maybe you can talk a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so companies like EB Games, Big W, and stuff like that, they're not set up that way. They're not set up to handle high traffic, not in that capacity anyway, because it's very rare that they're actually going to have to handle it. It's only for occasional releases that they're going to have to handle that kind of traffic. So there's really no point in their eyes for setting up for it. Places like Ticketmaster or whatever, now they need to do better, because that is entirely what they are for. Massive amounts of people trying to buy one thing. That is exactly what they are there for. So I don't think we'll ever really see that side of things improved on just like the basic shop level, especially because, like, I really hate this, but higher ups in companies are still very behind on technology and do not understand the need to really keep online as up to date and easy to navigate as possible. It's something we continuously see throughout different websites being updated in stupid ass ways, and just, as you were saying, crashing and things like that. So while I would love for that to change, I think they'll be behind for a while. So.
Yep. No, I agree. At the end of the day, they're just a business and they don't really care for the little guys, as long as they're getting their cash money, honey. But I don't know. They love washing their hands of stuff, and I think there's some responsibility of them being like, "Ugh, we're taking this on because we want the cash money, but we don't have the resources." Oh well, I think it's capitalism at its finest, and it just sucks. Like, it's just kind of stupid and ridiculous that it comes to that, and it comes to the issue being like, "Well, if you get through, you get through. Good luck, honey." It's like, I don't know. It just
good luck, everyone.
Yeah, it just. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth for those sorts of brands, and I guess it's just one of those things. And like you said, Shaye, it's once in a blue moon that they have those sorts of releases. But come on, like, what was it? Like 12,000 sets of the console bundles. Like, it's not a lot. That is not a lot.
Well. Speaking of not only being chronically online, but also not caring about your consumer and just making money. In Australia, it has just been announced that all games with loot boxes will be rated M or higher in Australia. Shaye.
Hello. I can't believe you just took my intro line.
Sorry, I was just directing the conversation.
That's okay. I'll give you this time.
But Shaye, please, you brought this topic to us. So
I'm so keen, genuinely, because I think you guys will have some great thoughts on this as well. But exactly as Doom said, a law has passed and it came into act end of September. Actually, it is fully in action now. There was a year warning, so it's not like this is a new surprise or anything like that. But all games containing loot boxes in Australia must now show in some capacity, from where you download it, buy it, whatever, that it contains loot boxes, whether they're free, paid, doesn't matter. They must be disclosed. And if they have a loot box in the game is automatically M or higher. So M, for anybody who's not in Australia, means mature audiences. So usually, I think that's like, 18 and over, sometimes 15 if you've got a parent or something.
I think it's like, isn't it 16? MA 18. Is 18 plus, M is 16 plus.
So either way, but either way, your kiddies should not be handling this stuff. Now, there's a lot to be said for parents taking responsibility for their kids, right? Like, obviously, don't go buying your kid GTA if you don't want them playing shooting games. Look at what your kids are playing. Don't just pin that on the stores, okay? They're not even allowed to buy that by themselves. Yeah, but yes, Ellie.
I just have a question. What classifies as a loot box? Can you please? Okay. Go.
Any we call it a box, but it could be any shape. It really doesn't matter. Anything where you are clicking on it and you don't absolutely 110% know exactly what you are buying. So you don't know what will come out of it.
So Overwatch has loot boxes. So it's basically like it's a mystery box. So they'll say there's like a $5 one, a $10 one, $15 one, whatever it might be.
They'll give you a list of what's in there, but there's
real world
percentages
money
beside it. Yes,
with real life money, not in-game currency.
Although I'm not
maybe
sure
I
about
haven't
that
played one before. I just can't picture what you mean. Like it pops up in the game, or it's offered in the shop of the game.
Offered in the shop. So essentially what happens is you'll pop in and there might be like a season pass or something, or it could be like, hey, you really want this very specific skin, but the only way to get it is through loot boxes. You've got to buy a whole heap and see if you eventually get it. And it's
but the drop chance of it is so small.
It's like
so it's gambling. That's the issue. It's the gambling aspect.
110%.
Roger.
Yeah,
it's
and like
gambling-esque.
It's entirely gambling. So the trouble is, right, and usually when the Australian government comes out with anything to do with games, I'm like, please shut up, you have no idea what you're talking about, because our government is just boomers who are scared of anything that isn't what they grew up with. So, you know, World War II or something, I guess. But
Candy Crush.
Oh no, even that they were really worried about for a while. I'm not joking.
No, well, I don't think I think they tried to have those kinds of things, but then got rid of them because it was like, oh, maybe not. But it's just there needs to be no mystery. There needs to be no mystery about what that loot box, what that thing that you're buying contains.
Well, the thing is, right, as an adult, you can make that informed decision. Okay, you can look at percentages and go, okay, cool. I understand that what I'm wanting is unlikely, but is it still worth it to me? As a child, though, you know, your kid can understand numbers. It does not mean they're going to understand that A, they're being ripped off, B, it's gambling, and C, they're probably not going to get that thing they want. And honestly, a lot of kids actually don't know. They don't understand money, right? It takes a long time for humans to actually go,
they also don't understand chance either.
Yeah, like, oh, it's going to take me this many hours to work for this money. Is it worth actually putting on this thing? And that's totally okay, right? That kids are there to learn, make mistakes, all the good stuff. But you know, what happens when kiddo accidentally has their mum's, you know, credit card and runs up a bill, as we've seen so many reports on, or for some reason manages to get the debit card and there goes rent money or something. And well, again, I'm absolutely all for parents actually taking care of their kids and paying attention to what the hell they're doing. I don't know if you've taken a look, like mobile games and stuff like that. You don't actually always know there's going to be loot boxes in there. You download a free game, you're like, cool. And then they're like, hey guys, we're introducing this new thing. And you don't know. So it's not great. It introduces gambling to children and normalizes it at a young age. And it's just really predatory. Like it's not a good system.
I really enjoyed playing Lego 2K Drive, but a lot of the 2K games have loot boxes, including Lego, like Lego cars have loot boxes.
Wow, that's fascinating, especially in Australia's landscape, how we're so I'm not going to say anti-gambling because, you know, it's quite an Aussie pastime, but more protection. There's a lot of prevention. There's a lot of support at the moment for people with addiction with gambling. And every time that there is a gambling commercial on telly, they've got that thing after like, you're going to lose. Here's the help website or whatever.
You're probably going to lose.
Like, you're going to lose. So it's fascinating that, you know, they've now brought that in, especially because we need to protect children because exactly like you said, Shaye, that like an adult was like, oh, look, I mean, I could buy a scratchy for fun, but I'm not going to win. And then a child goes, I've got a scratchy, I'm going to win $50,000.
And they get their hopes
They don't understand. Yeah.
And then on top of that, we actually have regulations for our gambling industry. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into it, but we have a maximum amount of like slot machines that are allowed in our country at any one time, not state, country. So it means that we're actually not very profitable for gambling companies. So if you ever work for a gambling company in Australia, you're probably making something for overseas or mobile. But this is a new way in. This is like when cigarettes were finally going out of Australia, kids really weren't picking it up, and then we introduced vapes. Yeah. This is the gambling version.
Bright fine color. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay because you get like a cool, pretty thing in game. And of course, like as a kid, you see sparkly, cool thing you want it. It's just how you're wired. You're a kid. I, as an adult, am wired like that. I have to adult myself and say, Shaye, do you actually need it? And I'm like, maybe.
Treat yourself.
I honestly think this has come in because there's a massive gap between parents who grew up with online gaming and parents who didn't. Ellie and we're parents who did. So you know what? I just did this recently because my daughter wanted to play Astrobot.
All the secrets.
My daughter wanted to play Astrobot, and I said, okay, but she didn't have a PlayStation Network account. And like, I love getting my little achievements, you know. So I made her one, but I'm the manager of it. I get all the notifications, just like for Xbox as well. I get a notification, and she tried to do it the other day because she actually really likes to play Minecraft. She went to make a purchase for the coins.
Cheeky.
And sometimes they don't understand they're using real money too. That's another thing.
Yes, because it's, you know, it's obviously in cartoon form, right?
Yeah, it's shiny.
And I got an email, and she's like, "Oh, I accidentally clicked the button," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm just letting you know that when you try and do that, I will know." Because I'm aware, like I'm a gamified parent, and I know to check the button that says "Do not approve purchases." Send an email, whatever it is. You can also limit what games, what rating of games they can play,
which will
what
be fantastic because you'll be able to just tick off no M and no loot boxes.
Or, for example, I have to give my daughter permission to play Minecraft because it has an online
element.
Yeah. So I said this game only.
Yep.
And it's, you know, I get the progress. I get the tracking of how much they're playing, what they played, where they spent their time. I can even look into their private messages, all that kind of stuff. Not that that's even an issue because I don't actually let her. I've got it like all locked down, but that's because I'm a gamified parent. This law, this has come in to protect parents who are not like myself, not like Ellie. So there are the resources out there, but some parents don't understand, and they've got teenagers that they need to protect.
It's so fascinating you bring that up, Doom, because I'm a part of a few podcasting, gaming channels and parent channels for one of my freelancing jobs. And a lot of the comments that it's specifically a mum page, but a lot of the comments or posts that is made is saying like, hey, my child has come home saying XYZ, that their friends are playing this. Is this appropriate for my child? And do you know what pops up the most? GTA. So many children, and they say their ages, and they're always between 8 and 10. They come home and saying, my friends are playing GTA, can I please play it? So this is kind of along those lines.
But they say GTA, not Grand Theft Auto. Otherwise, the parents would actually pick up on, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. And so these women are trying to get advice from other women saying like, I know nothing about it. And there's so many parents out there that don't understand what their child is asking when they go, can I please play this thing? And there is so many resources, but there's so many parents that don't know how to access those resources. And saying that, like, I am an avid gamer. I don't know every single game. I've never played Minecraft a day in my life. And so if, you know, in however many years, if my child comes to me and goes, hey, mum, can I play this? Thankfully, I have the knowledge to be like, hold my beer. I'm going to play this for a Friday night. And I'll get back to you. But there's people that don't game at all, and then they have to either get their comment peer reviewed and be like, hey, should I be actually allowing my kid to look at this? Or they're just like, sure, if your other friends, like, you know, the other 10-year-olds are doing it, like, here, take it. And it can be quite dangerous. Like, there's a level of like Fortnite where everyone's opinions differ. If you're a gamer, I wouldn't even say that Fortnite is for children, but I would say that it is a shooter that is more appropriate for younger gamers, not children, but younger gamers, because you're eliminated, you're just kind of zapped out of the game. There's no blood, you know, there's still an element of violence. But would I say COD is suitable for younger gamers? Probably not. But you have people that have never gamed a day in their life, maybe even The Sims, but never gamed a day in their life, and they they just don't know where to go. They don't know who to ask. They don't know where to go. So they put it on these public forums, and you either get like 1 or 2 gamers that like, oh, I used to do this back in the day. I think it's appropriate. And then you get like another woman being like, no, shooting is a no.
Yeah.
Or everyone's opinions come to play at all the time. And so it's very, very confusing. They're like, what do I do? Where do I go? And
you
so
don't know what perspective they're answering from either. Like, you don't know, are they a gamer? Are they a parent? Are they just someone who's super conservative and actually it's fine? Like, you
that's right.
Or if they're numb to the violence of the modern media, you know.
And that's exactly right. There's so many parenting styles out there. And they might be okay with their 10-year-old playing GTA because they've got a 21-year-old who, you know, streams or something. Like, they might think that's okay, and that's their household. But I have put a link in the chat. It's called commonsensemedia.org/game reviews. Now, you can make an account if you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to. And you can actually contribute and also read this. You can type in any game, but it will give all parents reviews, no like kid or, you know, journalist or anything like that. Although I think they do have like obviously people that are running the website, but just go on there. If you don't know anything about video games, you don't know if you want your child playing it, there's always something like that, because you might there are actually some like cultures out there that, you know, particular themes in video games, you know, actually go against like what they believe in. So
their religious values,
exactly. So
there's also some as well where things are normalized that perhaps not everybody is okay with. So it's really important to make a decision for yourself. And of course, you know, if you've got tiny humans that can't do the good thinkies yet, probably make the decision for them too.
Yeah.
Don't just send it into a store.
Yeah. No, definitely not. So yeah, I would recommend everyone to go there if they're unsure, if they you know, if there's just a rating on it. Like, the rating should be the number one, the first thing that you look at. Like, if a game is rated M, your 10-year-old shouldn't be playing it. Like, it's as simple as that. If a game
Sims is M.
Well, and that's right.
Only M because
they can woohoo.
Because of woohoo.
But see, that's one
you can make babies.
And but see, you can argue that that's a natural behavior. But also, like, it depends on you as a parent. Have you raised your children to be comfortable with that topic from the get-go? Awesome, probably not going to bother you. But are you somebody who has taken a different approach? You might want to evaluate that.
Yeah. I actually interviewed some psychologists who are gamers for my charity event a few weeks ago, and that was quite a hot topic. So I asked essentially, like, at what point should a parent step in with their child's gaming habits, whether that be their title moderation, whether that be the voice chat that they're chatting to. You know, there's so many elements of gaming that a parent could step into. Where do you go before you're choking your child out from a hobby that they enjoy? Because at the end of the day, if you ask children, parents getting involved is never fun because they take away all the good stuff. But if you ask a parent, it's important. And with Dr. Jake Krasker, he basically said just that. It comes back to the family values and family morals, because you have some families that are quite conservative. You have families that have religion that might stop them doing certain things. You have people that might be quite free-spirited, but they avoid topics like reproduction. You have other families that are very sex positive, and that's fine with younger members of their family. You have other families where they're quite strict and they're like, no, you may play Tetris, that's it. So it comes back to what your family sees as important, where you want to focus your child, but having those grades, so like your G, PG, M onwards, is a very fantastic starting point, because like you said, Shaye, The Sims, quite an innocent human simulation game. But if it's just because they make babies and that has a nod to intercourse, some people will be like, oh, shock horror, I don't want my child to know that they can woohoo. And other people, like me personally, that's quite natural for me if that's something that happens in game. And as a young child playing that, not a big deal. Was it hilarious? Yes. I think those lived experiences play a part. But
yeah.
Woohoo's hilarious. Come on.
But keep in mind, anyone who doesn't play Sims, you don't see anything. That's the whole point.
No,
you never see
the covers just move up and down.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And love hearts everywhere.
And like little fireworks.
Yeah,
it's stupid and it's funny, but you see nothing. So
the thing is, right? So my nearly 8-year-old has played Sims.
Oh, how did it go?
Yep. Yeah, fine. She will spend probably 80% of her gaming time in the creation.
Yes.
I think that's the reason why she plays the game. Yep. She doesn't like a game that's hard. She doesn't like looking after Sims. She doesn't like, washing them and going to the toilet. Like
hey man, we already have to do that IRL and it's a hassle. Like
she needs to she needs to be in the right mood for that kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, she did. I have noticed her, like when I see her Sims are like playful and stuff like that. She's actually quite mature. I suppose people say this, but she's quite mature and like she doesn't laugh when, people kiss and things like that. So that's like the first step.
Hilarious.
Quickly, they're trying to eat each other.
So and we've spoken about the birds and bees. Like I've laid it out to her. Like I made it very scientific, and we've talked about, we know about private and public, and there's lots of conversations like at school that actually like help you with these
as well.
Yeah, well, that's another thing as well.
And like when they ask those questions, don't dismiss them. They're not stupid and they're going to have to learn eventually. The fact that they're coming to you is fantastic. It's better than them going to some rando kid at school and completely misunderstanding that. Hello, 90s. So like,
exactly.
Look at this. It's a really good thing.
And she has...
You'll have a baby.
No, although we did have a little confusion. There was this concept of you had to be married. And so we had to have a little conversation about that, which was fine. Totally understand. Little and often is usually the way to go around these kinds of things if you're not sure. Anyway, so she realized, she said to me, she goes, "Mum, did you know that you can make a baby in Sims?" She never woohoos. She only she only tries for baby. She never clicks woohoo.
Oh, because she wouldn't even get it. She just go, "Well, I want a baby, so go do that, guys."
Yes. Children don't understand that coitus is pleasurable. They see it as a this is breeding. The life cycle. Yeah. This is the life cycle of a human. And we teach that from like year 2. Yeah, that's right.
Kids are going to see when the neighbor's dog decides it wants puppies or whatever, right? We've all been there. And the parents are like, "Oh my fucking God, please make that stop." And like kids are like, "Oh, okay, got it." And then of course they're going to ask questions and it's always just like, "Oh, they're trying to make puppies." But
that's my child. Like,
and I think a lot of kids like that though are like, they'll make the connection.
I love their brains around it though. Like my nieces and nephews are so funny with it. Like they're several years older now. They speak English and whatnot, and they're just like mentality. Like one of them was saying like, "Oh, I'm going to marry so and so," and it's their best friend. Same gender. I'm going to marry.
Doesn't matter who it is. Like, yeah,
that makes sense. You love them. Like that makes sense. And then he understood that 2 boys cannot make a baby. So he said, "My sister's going to make us a baby with her best friend," because she said she's going to marry her best friend, which you do because you love them. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make 2 babies, and one is for my brother and one is for me and my best friend." So they are so wholesome.
That's entirely possible, by the way.
Yeah, saying that like she's going to make 2 babies, give it to her brother who's marrying his best friend. They're both boys, and she's marrying her best friend who's a girl, and they'll have a baby, and the boys will have a baby. And they were telling me this, and I'm like, "That's perfect. I love that." And do you know what? Do you know what though? I don't see myself as progressive. I see myself as a woman of the world, right? To me, that's more than fine. Like you go, that's beautiful. But I couldn't help but think that like me growing up in the 90s, if I was to say that to my aunt or uncle, would they turn around and be like, not only is that weird that like you're marrying your best friend, but also you can't produce a baby and give it to your brother. Like they would be stopped in their tracks. And it kind of, it makes me sad because I was like, yeah, you go, girlfriend. I want you to produce babies. Give one to your brother, marry your best friend. This scenario is amazing. And I think we live in a world of like, not only can children dream of that because they should want to marry their best friends because love is love when you're a baby. Like love is love when you're a child.
The person I like being around them. We like all the same things. We're good.
That's romance. That's marriage. It's beautiful. And it's so cute how it kind of comes into gaming like that. And with your daughter Doom being like, oh, no. Like what I've done is I've tried for a baby and where's my baby? Isn't that so wholesome? That's a really beautiful insight to them digitally to see what their mind is sitting on the reproductive system and breeding. I don't know. I think that's a really cool level that we get to see what these kids are thinking.
I think it's so wholesome too, right? So obviously kids don't know about the pain of childbirth or any of those other little extra things, right? They just
I remind my children every day when they wake up.
Oh, good, right, good. So they have it quickly, but probably nothing close yet. Like they've not really experienced that level of pain or anywhere near it. Like maybe they've broken a bone at most. So, cool. They know pain, but not that. So their immediate logic is, well, I'll just make two.
Yeah.
Why don't they just make two? And it's like, I love you so much. Oh my God.
Yes. I just love studying humans. I think humans are so sweet. And the fact that we use it through the medium of video games is really, really cool. And there's so many kids that are gaming. Like I think every child in my life, and that's multiple, game. And if they're not gaming at the moment because they're blobs, their parents are gaming. And obviously if your parent is into something, you're going to be into something. Like my father is a massive musician. He's been touring multiple countries since he was early 20s. And so I've always been super into music, super into instruments and my shit. Yes. But I've been into them
naturally, and you'll appreciate it naturally because you see the work that goes in and you're like, oh, I understand why you value this.
And it's just normal, right? And even now, like my child is extremely young, but I do the player 2 where you just kind of give them a controller.
Oh yeah.
He has learned, so he's an infant, not really, but small. He has learned that if you press the middle button on the PlayStation controller, it turns the big thing on.
Oh,
the thing turns on. And so I tried to fool him by being like, hey, play with these things, they move. And he goes, and he turns on my PlayStation. And because I'm lazy, I have a thing that if I press my DualSense, it turns the telly to PlayStation. So I'll be watching TV on Netflix. Baby boy presses the middle and we fight for the PC, the PlayStation or Netflix every single day. And I try to give him a dual shock because I'm like, it's not going to do shit. Yeah, this is your player 2.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
Oh, no, he knows. He knows this black button makes the big screen turn on.
You get about 2 chances to fool them.
Yeah.
And if you don't secure the foot, you fail. You fail the roll.
No, you just got to start pushing up high. It's the only way.
Yeah. Yes. And it's so cute that I will sometimes on this is definitely a parent hack, but some days when I'm feeling very overstimulated, I just need to regulate my nervous system and I laugh at me. It's fine. I play a couple rounds of Fortnite because it just makes me feel better. He can buzz around and I can do my thing. It doesn't matter if I die, like I don't care. I play it and he has his little controller and he's playing with like the dual shock and I've got the DualSense and I'm like, this is why I birthed a human. Like
we're just buddies.
It's so sweet. And yeah, sometimes he'll go to a different area of the house. So I kind of leave it and I die in the storm. Like I genuinely don't care. But it's just so wholesome that he's kind of learned cause and effect from my controller. And I thought that I'd have to fight for the television in multiple years when he knew what it was and he would want his shows and I would want mine. But he has barely been on this planet for 2 seconds and I'm already fighting for the television. I'm like, babe, I want to watch Abbott Elementary. Stop switching it to Fortnite.
No, Fortnite. It's bright and colorful. There's a bus.
You can play as a banana.
Exactly.
This is the thing, right? This is what has made me into a desktop gamer is because I don't want to have the fights and I don't even watch my shows on there. I watch my shows on my laptop in bed, like, or on the other screen sometimes because I've got two.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ellie, I love that. I adore that for you. Yes. But
I think like skipping to the bit where they can game with you, it would be the vibe. Like if I, for some strange reason, had a tiny ass human, the first bit, nah, I'm cool actually. It sounds horrendous. But the bit where they can game with me, yeah, all right. So I think what I actually need is probably like a niece or nephew. I don't want to do this where I have to like do the.
You can borrow ours. Like we've got.
Yeah, I'll be the cool aunt. So. Like I'm cool with that. I've always had cool aunt energy, so like it's not a problem. I will give.
I will say it only becomes not fun when you're arguing about strategy.
You can like, Mom,
the control element,
work, and you're like, I will end you. Shut up.
I've been gaming since before you were born.
We're going over here. Well, I didn't even want to play with you anyway. No.
Did you see that viral photograph? I can't credit the person because I don't know who originally posted it, but it was a woman on a Game Boy surrounded by young kids, maybe like 10-year-olds. And the original poster basically said that like my earliest gaming memory was handing my Game Boy to my mum so she could defeat the boss in one of the Mario games, whatever it was back in the Game Boy era. Yeah, and I don't know if she was particularly a gamer or not a gamer, but it's so cool seeing like an old digital kind of photograph of this woman, clearly early 90s, decked with the hair and the outfit, concentrating at this Game Boy, these children like gathering around her, like staring. And it's just so wholesome, those kind of areas of kids giving their parents being like, beat this, please. And then it'll surpass, like the kids will kind of get on your level, be like, oh, we can kind of like beat the same level boss. And then they will get better at gaming and you will kind of be like, technology has surpassed me now.
But see, that's the thing, right? It's meant to be like that in all forms of life. So whether it's gaming, whether it's woodworking, general knowledge, the people who come after us are always meant to be better than us. Otherwise, we don't progress as a species. So, well, it does hurt because, shut up. I was gaming for ages before you. It's still so good to see. Like, you took what I taught you and you just absolutely kicked ass and made it even better. Like, that has to be such a good feeling. It's something I do as a lecturer. And, like, I don't have kids for everybody, but I am a lecturer, so I obviously teach a bunch of people. And a whole bunch of them end up being so much better than I am. But it's amazing because, oh, cool, you took what I taught you and you turned it into something fantastic. And I'm so proud.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome.
Yes, it is. There was, so my 7-year-old, so she worked really hard playing Mario Odyssey. She really, really loved that game. And the way that game is actually made actually is really good at kind of stepping up that difficulty. And by the end of it, like it took her, I think, maybe 15, maybe 20 goes to defeat Bowser in the end. But when she did, like we were celebrating together. It was fantastic.
That's fantastic. Like, is that something that can be difficult to teach people? It teaches resilience because you're like, I'm going to do this and I don't care how long I have to practice. It's getting done. And resilience is actually something I see lacking in a lot of my students, but it is the key factor in life. Critical thinking and resilience are going to get you through a majority of situations. Doesn't matter how smart you are if you are not resilient, because it will not work. And that is a fantastic skill that children are taught from video games.
Yeah, I say that to her all the time, because she's actually kind of the smartest kid in her grade. But look, it's a big fish, small pond. You know what I mean? Like, anyway,
she could just be badass.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and I understand we're a bit over time, Doom, but I'm intrigued for your kind of input with your children, because obviously you've got 2 girls, and in the gaming community that obviously is still something of a conversation starter. But would you say, number one, that your kids would be gamers without your gaming input? And would you say, number 2, that a lot of their friends are gaming, whether or not they're little boys or little girls?
Oh, okay. So from my experience, both because I actually teach at the school that they're at, and I've had experience with the children. So even if she hasn't told me, I've found out as well.
So it sounded so menacing.
I think they'd be trying to play different games. I have got a strict policy that, and because of my knowledge, I will not allow like Roblox or anything, you know, particularly like violent or anything like that. Like Clara actually tried Fortnite and she was like, no, kind of like couldn't get it. But potentially, I think, because I'm not a gamer, I don't think... Sorry, if I wasn't a gamer... I
was going to say, really? You're not? Wow, since when?
Well, I am a girl, you know. If I wasn't a gamer, I don't think I'd select the games that I have for her. I wouldn't encourage like her to look on Game Pass and, you know, see what games she can download because there's a big catalog there. I'd probably rely on like maybe a Facebook group, like you mentioned, Ellie, or, you know, like I probably would still be educated. So I probably would find a website like the one that I linked. But yeah, from the trends around both my children, probably my youngest, who's 5, they don't really play video games. They know about the characters, so they know a lot. They know like Mario Kart, like Mario characters, and any of the children that have older siblings. So the kids who are interested in playing Roblox or Fortnite, or even some of the ones in my eldest class talk about Call of Duty. It's mainly because they have older siblings who play it in front of them or whatever, or they're allowed a lot of YouTube time. And I don't know how you actually...
YouTube time.
Unregulated YouTube time. Because you see quite a number of them just being able to watch whatever. And so I think I don't think they would be into that. I don't think my youngest would be, and I think my eldest would probably try the games that other like her friends play, but probably not.
Oh yeah, that's a good point though. Like if you don't find something accessible, you kind of
you're not going to play it.
Like you got so many other things you can do as a kid. So if something is like hard and boring, you're not going to do it. If it's hard and fun, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
but you need to start with hard. You need to start with easy and fun first.
Yes, ease people in.
Yeah. So I think
that's fascinating. That's really cool to kind of hear from. Obviously, you have the parent angle, and you have the teacher angle, but you have the advantage of being the teacher at the same school as your children, so you get the teacher angle of your children's friends, like kind of an unbiased, like you only see them when they come around to your home. You kind of get like the sneaky insight, which is really beneficial, because I think there's like, you know, there's a spectrum. There's good versus evil. There's too much and too little. It's really easy to kind of assume that your child falls, you know, wherever they do within the spectrum, but you kind of sneakily have privy to all of it, which is like, I don't know, it's really cool. It's almost like that you've got a range of opinions that you can kind of delve into, and I think you've got a lot of weaponry and resources to make very educated decisions for your children, which is very rare, I would say.
It's probably why I don't have a lot of mum friends in this community, because
too knowledgeable. Yeah. She knows too much.
Too many weapons. I did before we actually close off the podcast for today, I did want to quickly mention the topic that I wanted to talk about, which was and this would affect Shaye and Ellie. And I mean we're on Twitch now, but anyway. I just wanted to ask you, firstly, are you pushing for partner, or do you ever expect to reach the levels of Twitch partner? And how do you feel about the change of the average. So basically, they've changed the average viewership. If you're rated, that will actually count towards your average viewership. So you can actually achieve partner, because a lot of people just don't have that. What is it? 75
count. That's literally
I think it's isn't it 79 or something?
No, it's 75 consistently for a month.
Yeah,
and
for a whole month, so over 30 days.
Only thing I haven't achieved. I achieved
so
everything
hard.
else ages ago.
Because it's just because it's the time and like chatters, I think, or
it's
subscribers.
Time. It's time isn't like how regularly you go live, and then the amount of time overall for a month, and then there's like there's something else, but there's like a whole tier thing to beat first. It's quite fun. There's little achievements.
Yeah, but now if you're a big streamer, like let's say you get like tens of thousands of people, if you raid someone, you could spike their average viewership on that one stream, and they could achieve partner.
No, not exactly.
No?
So you have to apply for partner. It's not automatically given.
Yes.
And the thing is, they actually take a look first, because it's an application, not just an auto yes. So you've hit all those criteria and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean you're going to get partner, because what they do is they actually take a look at your consistency of stuff, all that kind of thing, how often you're hitting 75. Is this the first month you've ever done it? And you can be declined, even if you have actually managed to hit that criteria. So if you get it could get you into our apply, but it probably won't get you into partner, which is a shame, because I would like to do the partner thingy. Thank you.
Okay, so what you're saying is the people with the bigger numbers should consistently
raid me.
Or you should
raid Shaye specifically.
Well, couldn't you team up? Like, couldn't you just have, like, if you had a stream team? Because I know, is that a thing anymore? Like,
you
could.
Dare I say though, like this, I don't know, this might be a hot take, but there is every aspect of life is quite cliquey, right? That you're going to have your groups, you're going to have your communities. And I think that when people get over a certain amount of viewership, they even get like, you know, your grassroots, or they get partner, a lot of people end up poo-pooing the younger people, the smaller streamers. They really do. Like, and I'm not saying that from a sour perspective. I am a once a week streamer. I'm not going to be getting partner anytime soon. But even when I was streaming 3 times a week, which was not that long ago, partner seemed so out of my reach. It's just, it's like 0 to 100. Like even like affiliate, you really hustle to get that. It's such a fun thing to get. But partner is a
massive jump.
It's right. It's like go and hike like the 1,000 steps. That's a Victoria joke. And then go and hike Kilimanjaro. You know, like it's
whereas YouTube is like it's already a hike. Like it's a long journey just for YouTube. So
it's such a thing. And We've had folk on here actually before on COAGG, basically explaining that the jump between affiliate and partner from people who are partners, that it's quite like an elitist club. Like even at PAX, they've got Twitch has got a booth, but only partners. You can only come in if you're a partner.
Yes, like, and even the parties and things like that.
Yeah, and I get why, because like, you know, because affiliate is attainable, you kind of get that little taste of glory, and you know you want to strive to more, and you want to get bigger, and there's so many more affiliates than there are partners. They want to have that exclusivity. I understand it from a business point of view, but introduce like a medium step, maybe do like affiliate and then have something in the middle and then have partner. Like it kind of gets ridiculous, and it's really unattainable for people who aren't streaming 5 days a week to make it their full-time job.
They have purposely done it in a way, they've constructed their system in a way that will absolutely weed out anybody who isn't willing to make it 110% their life, and they're not immediately entertaining in some fashion, whether it's their gaming, their appearance, their voice, whatever. So they really are doing it on purpose to weed out as much as they can. Now, that method can work to an extent, absolutely, but then you get a lot of people stuck in this strange mid-ground. Like, for example, I will use me as an example. So I'm about to hit 4,000 followers. You love to see it. I've achieved all of the stuff I need for partner except for the 75 viewers per month.
Viewership. Yep.
But I achieved that years ago. It's not a new thing. I was super chuffed when I first did it, and I was like, oh, cool, now we're just going to work on the 75. But it is such a massive step And I like Ellie's suggestion, adding some sort of mid-ground, but then that would have to allow some importance to that mid-ground. And I don't know that Twitch would do it, because it would be more people to take care of. It would be more people to possibly negotiate with. And Twitch has already shown that they're really not interested in actually taking care of the people that, you know, stream on their site. The idea is that those people make the money, and they only really want the people who do that best. And also, of course, they're going to push people down into a position where we want to strive for more, because then, of course, we'll keep coming back and we'll keep making them more money. So
you're right, Shaye. It's just a business. It's just a business at the end of the day. But here we are again with consumerism and capitalism, and hoping that there is some sort of hope for the middleman. But
I don't know. It might you know, bust open that gatekeeping. Who knows?
It might. And I would be really, I'd love to see some of the partners, because obviously I've interacted with a lot of Twitch partners. Some of them super lovely. They're just very overwhelmed because there's 1,000,001 people trying to talk to them. Other ones don't want to know you unless you are also a partner, and they are very obvious and direct about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What I kind of took away from this is you're either really hopeful about it, or you're kind of cynical and about it, because I've seen a number of people on social media who are partners or who do get large amounts of viewerships, and they're kind of saying, hey, you know, like who's a person you think I should raid, like who deserves to be raided, and like there's a number of people who are like calling them out, saying that is, you know, it's kind of like, well, hang on, if you didn't raid them before, or you didn't actually say this before, do you actually mean it? Which
it's also going to open the door to like a lot of pay scams. Like, hey, I'll raid you if you pay me this much. Like, I think it's going to open the door to a lot of underhanded stuff.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I hadn't really heard that angle of it before.
Yeah, I'm just thinking from the human angle, like if you can make money or something and you're somebody that is happy to do that, that's gonna happen.
Well, we're just normal.
Normal is a strong word. We are human.
So yeah, we don't have anything like that to, like, you know, pedal or push or anything like that. But I can imagine that there are people out there that would do that.
It'd be like leveling a league account and then selling it. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or selling gold on World of Warcraft, same thing.
Yeah. Oh, you just can't. Yeah. That game you play occasionally. Yeah.
I've actually never bought gold, and I've never bought. You can actually get a guild to like run you through like high end content if you want, and you get well, it costs extra, or like it's on top, but it's in game gold, and it all gets split up between the group, and because now you can actually, with the in game gold that you make, you can actually pay your monthly subscription with it.
I did see that. I thought that was quite cool.
Some people do that, which is cool, which means you can actually play for free, but time is money, so is it free? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, look, games are things that we consume. We are consumerists in lots of different ways and in lots of the different topics that we've talked about today, but some really, really, really great and really interesting conversations today, ladies. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of our lovely live viewers. We love to see you. We got a couple of subscribers over on not subscribers, some followers on Twitch. So wonderful. Thank you very much. And yeah, Shaye, Ellie, is there anything of note that's coming up for you other than, packing and repacking for packs and just your regular streams, or, you know, what's going on?
I forgot to mention, yes, did a charity stream on Sunday. We raised $400 for Beyond Blue. So that was fantastic.
Congratulations.
Freaking turned out again. So proud of them for that. I only set the goal at 250 because it was the end of the month, and honestly, I had already just sort of done a charity stream, and I felt really bad asking people to do more money stuff. Anyway, so they smashed it in 13 minutes and then went, that's cute. Anyway, we made 400. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay.
Very good.
Cool. So they're just being amazing again. But honestly, I'm keen to try out some of the new games that are coming out. We're coming up to that period in the year where more games are going to be released. I want them. Stop advertising them. Give them to me. Yeah. Just stop. I don't want to see more ads. Give me the game. Let me touch it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that is me with Until Dawn, remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. It's coming out Friday. For those who don't know, that is my all-time favorite game. There's going to be new character interactions, new locations. So I am so excited. I am working the whole day, which seems like criminal. Like it's Until Dawn day. Somebody tell my boss I cannot work. But I am. I'm working from morning till night.
I'm shocked you even didn't have the day booked off, babe.
Oh, you know what? I'm being a good girl because I have PAX off and I work weekends. Okay. So I had to really give up Until Dawn day for PAX, which makes sense. I'm there for the 3 days this year. But Saturday will be my Until Dawn day. So I'm so excited. I've got the Until Dawn. This is me in a nutshell, but Until Dawn themed cocktails because I like theming cocktails to games I play. And I'm going to be playing that all day on Saturday. So catch me not paying attention to my notifications. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. But Doom, what are you going to be up to?
I've actually just been playing Starfield and the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Shattered
Space. Yeah.
And I'll be jumping into that once I can figure out how to get into it. That was what I was supposed to do that today, but I had a couple of meetings for my PAX panels. I also obviously keeping up with my weeklies in World of Warcraft. So big news for me. I switched classes this expansion. So in the previous expansion, I was playing Mage, which is like a wizard girl. My wizard girl was like the first character that I ever played, but I always had a holy paladin. And I played her like through a couple of different expansions previously because I played for 13 years or something. I can't do that. And I've been doing some of the raids and I've been healing because we have for the raids, I think our sign up was 29 people. So it's 2 tanks and then 5 or 6 healers and then the rest DPS, which is the pew people. And and I was filling in, but I'm officially in the you're always a healer category of people in the guild now. So I'm so excited.
Oh, that's good. Okay, cool. So you did such a good job that they were
yes. We're keeping her. Not that I was getting kicked out of the guild, but if they would have just said, hey, can you just only DPS? Because Holy Paladins can actually do a DPS or a tank as well. So you can just switch specializations, but I don't have to. So yay. I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
Even though no one understands what I'm talking about. That's okay.
I played WoW heaps. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, good. Ellie's you can't see me.
I was always DPS.
Supportive queen.
I refused to heal because I didn't want the stupid stereotype, and also healing for me is boring. So I was like, how about I just let you die and I'll just go do it myself.
Yes.
I'm that kind of player, so it's okay. Also, I did need to stop my pet from aggroing all the enemies, and sometimes I forgot and people would get a bit mad at me. But then I would tell them where to go.
I didn't want to be a stereotype, so I played a hunter.
Fight me. I like archery.
Apparently all the girlies do.
I'm good at actual archery, physical archery, so I played it in game
Really?
too. Yeah, I used to do it in high school. I was good at it. It's fun.
I love
the Shaye thing. I was very athletic. Very athletic.
Yeah. I would like to see these skills at PAX.
Good luck.
Parkour.
I said was.
I've got a kids archery set.
Yeah.
I'll bring it.
Yeah.
It's got suction cup.
Actually, I'm planning to dress as Ash from League of Legends, and she uses a bow, but I don't have the bow. So if you want to bring your kids one along, perfect. I'll have it on the Saturday.
We'll just wrap some. Does it need to have leaves on it or something? I don't know.
No, she's an ice archer, so she's gonna be blue.
Oh,
it's red. Well, I need to paint it.
No, honestly, it doesn't bother me. I just want to shoot people with it.
You know what? We can have this conversation. Again, doing such a great job of being Thomas the Tank Engine, keeping everything on the rails.
Oh, Dolphin gave me permission. It's all good. Don't worry. I got permission. I got consent.
What, to shoot him between the eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's set. They agreed. They are consenting.
As long as you take video or photos, so we can put
that's
it
what
in our.
You're gonna film it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, lovelies. We're out, gamers, and we will see you next week for our special PAX edition.
Ooh, yay! I'm excited.
Of Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. Bye, everyone.
Bye.